Welcome to UAPB Currents. I'm your host, Shelly Roby Ingram, and today we are joined by Lanette Frazier, who is the founder and CEO of Renee Ministries.
Yes.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back.
Okay, now let us know, I guess, first of all, what Renee Ministries is.
Well, Renee Ministries is a hands-on ministry. And it's a ministry that I wasn't even planning on doing. Okay. You know how they always say, God made me do it? Well, literally, God made me do it. I had a lot on my plate and I wasn't looking forward to doing anything else. And the Lord woke me up and said, Lanette, I want you to start a ministry. And I said, a ministry? You know, we had to have a debate, me and the Lord. And so I was like, a ministry? What do you want me to do? I don't know anything about starting a ministry. And so it was awesome how he did it. He told me that he wanted me to combat hunger in America. You know, we have hunger all over the world, yes. But a lot of times, and I support hunger in other countries, right, yeah. But we have hunger right here in the United States that gets, you know, a little shoved under the rug, right. You know, so he said he wanted me to combat that, and then also homelessness. Mm-hmm. You know, that's something that we deal with here too. And then our young people, you know, we as adults need to come together with our young people and stop criticizing them, yeah. And try to help them. Mm-hmm. And so have a little rap session. And so he said, I want this to be a twofold ministry, a hands-on ministry and a TV ministry. And I was like, I have no clue about doing any of what you're asking me to do. Mm-hmm. And then I just prayed about it, and he brought 5 people, 5 names. And this is how the Lord works. He brought 5 names to my head. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, why are you telling me these people to help me? They don't have anything to do with TV ministry or anything. In my, you know, right. Thought, I was like, what they're doing now, they don't have anything to do with TV ministry. But it turned out that when I called them, and I'm the type of person, when the Lord tells me to do something, I act on it right away so that I won't chicken out. So when I called the people, come to find out, a pastor that he told me to call used to do TV ministry and radio ministry for years. Right. You know, another person he told me to call, I mean, each person had their unique way of helping me get Renee Ministries on the floor. Right. And it went on from there. Okay. And so I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it, yeah. You know, because anytime God gives you something, you know it's something important to him, and it becomes important to you, and you just don't want to mess it up.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so what is the vision, I guess?
The vision of Renee Ministries is to transform and empower lives of young teenagers and young adults. Mm-hmm. You know, we in society today need to learn how to work together, come together, and help each other, transforming a person's mind to the point that they begin to change their behavior in order to improve their livelihood. Right. That's what Renee Ministry is about. It's not just about saying that this is what I want to do. I literally want to have hands-on where I can help change the mindset of the people.
Okay. And now this is something that you want to do for the Pine Bluff area?
Yes. Or, I love Pine Bluff. I am not originally from Pine Bluff, which we had stated previously on some of the shows that I've done here, but I love Pine Bluff. Mm-hmm. I love Pine Bluff, and a lot of people, when they find out that I'm not from Pine Bluff, they can't believe it because of how much I love it. Right. But I love it, and I see the potential that we have here. Right. And I'm just asking our citizens to realize the potential that Pine Bluff has. We have so much potential. We have so many great things going on in Pine Bluff, but yet that gets shifted under the rug. Right. You know.
That's true. And so with that being said, what is the mission that would like to continue for your ministry to carry?
Well, one of the things that I realize in life is that if a person doesn't have self-esteem and self-confidence, then their life tends to go into shambles. So that's one of the visions of Renee Ministries, is to help people rebuild their self-esteem, their self-confidence, so that way they know how to conquer this world that we live in. You know, they have so much more strength than they know. You know, I think of me, I just thought that I was a regular young lady, you know, but later on, as I developed my self-esteem and my self-confidence, I realized that there's a lot that I can do in this world if I just put my mind to it, to be a positive asset to this world. You know, we have enough negativity going on, but even within the negativity, what are we trying to do to change it? We all, in our own individual way, have an influence on this earth. We all have an influence within a sphere of our circle to make a change, even if it's one person at a time.
Right.
You know, and you never know what that one person will do that you help change their livelihood, their mindset, you know, gave them that self-confidence, let them know how beautiful they are, how strong the young men are. You know, when you let them see those things, you have no idea the potential that that one person can do in the world.
Right.
You know, so that's the vision of Renee Ministries, to touch one person at a time, you know.
Okay, we're going to get ready to go to break in a minute, and when we come back, then we're going to take an opportunity and talk about some of the projects that you all have taken under so far, and some of the projects that you all are thinking about doing in the future here in Pine Bluff. Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be right back on UAPB Current.
Hi, I'm Anthony Fernando, a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm also a graduate of UAPB. I'm currently enrolled in the Master of Science in Aquaculture Fisheries program. Thanks to my mentor, Dr. Eggleton, I'm acquiring unique skills needed for future employment.
Since coming to University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Tony has been involved in a wide range of undergraduate research. Some of this research he plans to publish later this year. UAPB prepares its students for these types of opportunities every day.
UAPB is preparing me.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet.
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
My dad's one of the producers. He's there today. Bring this one.
Hope they have health insurance. Protect yourself if you get injured or sick with an affordable quality health plan from healthcare.gov. Compare plans from brand name companies and choose one that fits your budget and your life. You may even be eligible to get lower costs in your monthly premium. Think of this as a friendly reminder to enroll today at healthcare.gov.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Welcome back to UAPB Currents, and again we're joined by Miss Lanette Frazier, CEO and founder of Renee Ministries, and I almost called you Renee Frazier.
That's all right. That's all right, because it's actually after me, so that's okay.
I was going to ask that question, where how
did the name come?
Renee.
Well, the name, when the Lord gave this to me, I was like, what in the world am I going to call it? What in the world can I say, you know, this ministry? And then I said, well, the Lord is using me to do this ministry. And growing up, a lot of people didn't always call me Lanette. They always would say Lala, you know. And well, I didn't want to say Lala because we got a Lala out there, you know, that's already on TV, you know. So, and then I love my middle name. And so I said, well, Renee Ministries.
Yeah.
And it came to me like that, and I said, okay, Renee Ministries it is.
Well, I think it sounds great.
Thank you.
Sounds kind of melodic.
Yes, yes.
So let's take an opportunity and let everybody know some of the things that you've already been doing here in the community and why you've chosen to do those projects, I guess, first. So
okay, well, some of the things that I have already done was a dinner date with Jesus.
Okay.
And how that came about is that I love parables. I really do. I love parables. And so Daystar has this Parables TV. And so I watched that, and I was watching the movie, and I said, that would be good, a dinner date with Jesus. Now, what if we was to sit down with Jesus and was able to ask him anything and everything we want? Now, we know that we have Christians and we have unbelievers out there, but whether we're a Christian or whether we're unbelievers, we all have questions that we would love to ask Jesus if he was sitting down at the table with us. And so the Lord was like, I want you to do a dinner date with Jesus. And I said, okay, well, where do you want me to do it, in the church or in a... No, I don't want you to do it in the church. I want you to do it in the community, outside of the walls of the church. And I was like, well, Lord, where do you want me to do it? And so he said, well, contact them all. So I contacted them all to use their community center. And let me tell you, Shelly, every obstacle in the world tried to come against me with that. But God brought people to me to help me with it. God brought people to help me fund it. And when I started telling people about a dinner date with Jesus, I was just sharing from my heart how I would want to ask Jesus some questions, what I expected from Jesus, if he was sitting next to me. And I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and I was really nervous about it, to be honest, because this was my first big thing in the public, but everything tried to come against me. But in the end, when I came late, and this is how you know when God is in the middle of something, because the people that was supposed to help me, some of the people that were supposed to help me couldn't help me, got sick. And so I had to run around and get the food for the event. And so I ran a little late. And I said, Lord, these people are going to leave if they are there, whatever. But when I got there, Shelly, and I'm trying not to get teary-eyed, but when I got there, all these people were lined up outside just waiting. Just waiting patiently. And what was unique about that is when we started setting up the event, and we started putting the banner up in the mall at the community room, and we had it laid out, and it said dinner date with Jesus, and people was coming through the doors trying to see, well, what are they doing? What are they doing in there? What are they setting up for? And they was trying to read the banner, and I was like, come on in, come on in. And so the people said, well, we're going to come back. And people say that all the time. They say, I'm going to come back. But do they ever come back? No, they don't ever come back. So it did my heart well when I got there, and I saw not only the people that I invited, but the people that said that they was going to come back. And God really showed out there. It really did. I'm not going to tell everything about it, because if you want to have a dinner date with Jesus at your church, at your organization, call me. But it was awesome, and it was so life-transforming, not just for me, but for the people that was there, to the point that they were the ones that said, you need to take this on the road. You need to take this all over Arkansas. And I said, wow, I never even thought about it like that. I was just being obedient to what the Lord told me to do, And so that was one of the events. And so the next thing that the Lord gave me, which, remember how back in the day we used to do the drive-in movies? And I used to love the drive-in movies. That was a family affair, okay? The whole family packed in the car and went to the movies, And so the Lord said, I want you to do Christian movies in the park. And I was like, in the park? You want me to do what? And so, again, this was something that I didn't have the funds for. I didn't have a projector. I didn't have a screen. I didn't, you have to buy the licensing for the movies. You have to buy all these things. You can't just decide that you're going to do it and just do it and, it's done. And it was just awesome how, when I started to tell people what I was doing, how God just brought everybody to me. And it was awesome. And the first time that we had it, we were rained out, but we moved it last minute to inside the waterfront building. And people still came, so I was excited because that day was the day that I told everybody that we were moving it, and I was like, Lord, just let one person, just if one person show up, I'll be happy, you know, because he said where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. So if it was me and another person, we were good to go. But he blessed me and gave me much more than that. And so, and then the second one was during the reunions that we had here, class reunions that we had here, but still people showed up, you know. And what was extraordinary about that is that we had set up in the middle of the day to see if it would show, and it did. But by the time we came back at 6:30, we didn't realize the sun was going to set on the other side, so it put too much sun on the screen and we couldn't see it. But people still stayed and waited with me.
Okay, we're going to go to break, and when we come back then, I want you to make sure you give everybody the dates of the ones that are coming up so that they can be able to catch this event as well, okay? We'll be right back on UAPB Current.
Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
How did UAPB prepare me? The Business Marketing Program. Here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the faculty works very close with us, making sure we reach our full potential. With the help of Career Services, I was able to obtain an internship with Hope Federal Credit Union. This opportunity allowed me to travel to different states and learn additional skills. The company was so impressed at how talented and prepared I was as an intern that they offered me a full-time position as program officer. That's how UAPB prepared me.
What's up, this is Swiss Beats. Do you know that 1,000 people ages 13 to 24 are infected with HIV every month in the U.S.? As African Americans, HIV hits us harder than any other racial group. We account for over 44% of all new HIV infections in the U.S. You can't tell by looking at somebody if they're infected. Do you know your status? Visit Act Against AIDS to find out where you can get tested for free.
At the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff,
I'm part of a place where I'm always challenged to do more.
I am a part of a place where I can be involved.
I'm a part of a place where everything is possible.
I'm part of a place where champions are made.
At the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, you can get an affordable education with competitive degree offerings, diverse student population, and stellar faculty. Become part of a place where you can get everything you need to succeed. Become a part of the pride at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Welcome back to UAPB Currents, and again we're joined by Miss Lanette Frazier of Renee Ministries.
Yes,
and we were talking about the movie nights in the park that you've been having, and you were going to let us know the dates upcoming so that everybody out there can catch. And these events is free.
It's free events. Everybody come out, bring the whole family. It's good for the whole family. So we're excited about the events that we're going to have on September 5th and September 19th.
Okay.
And that's a Friday at 8:30.
Friday at 8:30.
At the Amphitheater Regional Park. And it's free. Everybody come out. We have some snacks there, and just come out and enjoy. Bring your family, your friends, loved ones, and have fun with us with fellowship and watching movies in the park.
All right, sounds like fun. And it'll be a little cooler. And
yes. I mean,
don't know, you never know Arkansas.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true.
We never know. So let us know some of the other events that you're working on, some of the projects that you're working on.
Well, one of the projects that I'm working on, because I want to get to the part of doing the workshop parts that God had put on my spirit to do. So some of the workshops that we're going to be doing is spiritual guidance workshops. It's going to be learning who we are in Christ. You know, who am I? It's important so that way when we come against things, we know that I am a child of God. I am blessed coming in, blessed going out. I am more than a conqueror. I am an overcomer. And so when we begin to know those things, then we're able to withstand the attacks of the enemy and what we have to deal with in this world. And so who I am in Christ, the power of prayer, you know, walking with God. Where was God when this was happening in my life? Was he my comforter? Was he my sustainer? Was he my healer? What was he? You know, when you begin to look at these things, you begin to see the little glimpses of God's love in your life, you know. How to overcome trouble, you know, in troubling situations, you know, conflict resolutions. You know, these are all the things that we want to teach from a spiritual base, you know, and let people know that they can withstand anything and they can overcome anything if they just have a little faith in themselves, a little faith in their abilities, and most importantly, faith in God.
All right.
And so that's one of the things that I'm doing. That's going to be like, it's 7 workshops, it's 7 lessons, and each lesson is a 7-week workshop. So it'll be 1 class per week.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to that. And so that'll be coming soon. So keep an eye out on Facebook and on my website, LanetteRFrazier.com, and you'll see those things coming forth. And then also something else that I'm doing, which I really am excited about, is that one thing we have to do is we have to come together. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us collectively coming together and making a difference in our city. And so one of the things that I'm collaborating with Freedom for Life and my church is Jobs for Life.
Okay.
Now, in order to combat homelessness, in order to combat hunger, you know, it would be easy for us to feed them. It'll be easy for us to throw them in a house. But what if what's going to happen after that? What's the sustaining power?
Right.
You know, and so God said, okay, you give them a job. That takes care of all the homelessness, that takes care of all the hunger, that takes care of their needs.
Yeah.
You know, so one thing that we're going to do is a program called Jobs for Life organization. It's a nonprofit organization, and they give you, you know, 8 weeks of classes that you can teach and train people to be prepared for a job life on a biblical side. You know, because one of the things that we find is that the jobs are looking more for soft skills. Yes, they want the education and they want you to have the knowledge, but they also want you to have the soft skills. They want you to have integrity. They want you to have work ethics. Right. They want you to be able to deal with people. You know, they want you to be able to resolve conflicts without fist biting, you know, or cussing somebody out, you know. And so these are things that we want to bring to light in Pine Bluff, right, you know, through these workshops. And Job for Life started in 1996 in North Carolina, and it's been going strong. And what they do is work through the churches and volunteers and employers, right, that work with us to help employ the unemployable. Right. You know, and so that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Okay. All right. So you guys make sure you keep looking out for that information again on Lanette's website. Tell us, finally, before we have to wrap up, you wouldn't be working on any books or anything?
Well, I'm excited that you said that. One, I want to say something. Yes, I am working on some books. Not only am I working on some books, I actually finished the book. I'm in school at Oral Roberts University, and we had this class, and one of the assignments was to do a creative essay. And I was a little nervous about it because it was so outside of my comfort zone. Write a play, write a little short story or whatever. I was like, what? And I'm like, oh my God. And so I prayed about it. And so I ended up writing Love Conquers the Land of Chaos.
Okay.
And when I read it to a friend of mine, she said, you have to publish that. You have to publish it. I see it as a children's book. It's an awesome thing. So I did. I copyrighted it, and it's ready to be published. It's not, I'm looking for an illustrator. So anybody that want to give some free help here. You know, I'm looking for an illustrator to depict the pictures and stuff, because I'm not a drawer. I can't draw, you know, just like I can't sing. You don't want me to do either one, you know. So I'm looking for someone to help me with that, and in God's time, and I know He'll bring it, just like He did with Standing Victoriously Over Your Storm. Right. He brought the person to me to help me publish the book, because I didn't have the funds and everything, and that went wildfire, and I sold 3 shipments of those books, and I know that this is going to touch the lives of people so much. Even the adults are like, I can't, when are you getting that printed? I'm ready for it, you know. And so, and then I'm also working on Linked Up to God or Locked Down to the Devil. Okay. Make your choice. All right. And so extreme faith, you know, my family and friends always tell me, Lanette, you have that extreme leap of faith, you know. So in that book, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of my trials and tribulations and how I got over. Okay. And what is exciting now, which I never would have thought, but God is funny, you know. God is really funny about things. And He has me now working with a friend of mine, Shawana Williams, who wrote the book Bag Lady. Awesome book if you haven't gotten it. She is awesome with writing books, plays, everything. So she wrote a play, God of Second Chances. And she asked me to play a part in the play. Okay. So Lanette will be on stage, you know, in this play. And it's an awesome, awesome, awesome play. And I'm excited about it because God is a God of second chances, and we all need second chances. Right. And we need second chances not only from God, but we need to learn how to give each other second, third, fourth, fifth chances, right, just like God does us.
Okay, well, let everybody know, Lanette, how they can get in touch with you, and we, before we leave.
You can get in touch with me at LanetteRFrazier.com. I'm also on Facebook, Lanette R. Frazier, and also you can reach me at 870-575-3619. Thank you for all of your support that you are going to give us. Thank you.
All right. And I wish you the best of luck, best wishes in all of your endeavors, and keep us updated on what you guys have going on here in the community.
I will.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. And we will see you next time on UAPB Currents.